right. Well, I don't see anybody on here yet, but that's not surprising this time of day. I'm going to go ahead and get started, even though I'm not sure that this is going up. Oh, there we go. We have somebody now. I really just look at that to make sure that it's live, and I'm not doing it without getting the transmission going, getting the upload. Hello, everyone. Today's the 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day. I think you can tell I got my Guinness shirt on and getting ready to go to a little party here with some friends. And I said I wouldn't be on today, but I felt the responsibility. Hello, everyone, again. I felt the responsibility to bring some things to your attention. And the stuff that I have, I can't talk about it in any real explicit terms. So even the posts that I have in the description box could cause me a problem, but I think it's important enough to get out now. Hopefully, it'll slip past and you all will be able to see this. So before I say anything else, in the description box are two links. One is an interview that Catherine Austin Fitz did with Carl Van Wolferen. I won't give you much more information than that. Just saying their names could cause a problem. But that's the first link in the description box below. Hopefully it works. I'll double check it after this uploads. And it takes about 2 hours to get through it. So you're going to have to invest some time in it. But it's a very good explanation. It covers quite a bit of territory on a number of issues that are current, as you can imagine. One being the situation in Europe, the other being the situation with the medical problem and the efforts of certain world organizations. Very important for you to listen to. Basically, it comes down to the same type of thing that I've been saying, that I think that Putin was never really a part of the WEF, that basically he was ostracized, and he is apparently going after it. I don't know that. I could explain that here much more in deep depth than I already have, just because of the situation of repeating too many things. A lot of people say, well, gee, he had his picture with this and picture with that, and I understand that. But I also see what's happening now, and I don't think it's a play uh, that's being entirely controlled by the powers that be. I think that Wolfgang in particular makes a really good explanation of where this whole thing is, and I believe that that's correct. And one of the reasons why I believe that is correct is because the second link, you've often heard me talk about Colonel Douglas McGregor and his estimate of the situation there in Eastern Europe. And that second link is an interview between him and Gerald Celente. Now, I haven't actually listened to that, but I'm sure they're going to go through some of the same things that he said in other interviews. And I am on board with the way Colonel McGregor looks at this. We have a couple of different opinions on a few things, but nothing that really matters in the long run. So those are there for your use. Maybe not today, but at least copy the links and keep them later in case this gets taken down, because it very well could be. But I think that gives you a really good indication of what's going on. Now, I've been in some difficulty with people on Twitter and elsewhere because I'm giving Tulsi Gabbard a a little chance here. People say no, she's part of this, the WEF and all that, and I understand that. She apparently actually went through the program. Hi, Felicia, where Ivanka Trump was only an honorary, was only honored by the WEF. But frankly, in my estimation, the fact that WEF honored Ivanka, that she didn't actually go through the program, means that she has already done what the WEF would expect. And so they honored her for that reason. There was a big argument, well, she hasn't been through the program, so, the fact is she's really not a part of it. No, the fact that they honored her without going through it says that, she's already been accepted for her activities and her position on the subject matter. So that's not a positive in my regard. It's a negative. Tulsi, on the other hand, we're going to wait and see. She's saying all the right things right now, pretty much. I know there's a problem with the Second Amendment and some other stuff, but we'll see. If she comes out and basically disavows and condemns the situation there with that organization, then we're going to have to give her a lot more ear, as far as I'm concerned. Again, I'm beating around the bush here just a little bit. Let me go to the title of this, Laundering and Grifting, to the very last. We see all these efforts now to supposedly send aid to that European country. And the fact of the matter is, as we've known in the past, a lot of that aid is actually to organizations that our politicians have set up. So they get a big kickback, if not the whole thing, a good part of it. And of course, if it's the weapons situation, it's going to the MIC, the military industrial complex, with a big kickback to those politicians as well. When I saw them all stand up after the address from that Eastern European countries, not Russia, the other one, leader, supposed leader, it nauseated me that our politicians are this much in bed with lies and distortions. But I've already known that, and it's no surprise. So at any rate, again, I think that a lot of that aid is they're trying to grift it and launder it to the very last. And I honestly do think that Putin is after them now. That he knows that he's been betrayed by them, and he wants to take them down. And that's why I have said for quite some time that he is like the Assyrians in the Bible coming after Israel. I'm not saying he's a good guy. I'm not saying that he's anything other than a tool of God. He could have the good intentions. I can't judge that because I don't have enough information. But the fact of the matter is, he can kick the ass of the Western alliances, especially with his now with China and India now joining forces with them. The fact that the U.S. is claiming to send weapons, he's already said weapon shipments are an act of war, and he will respond accordingly. Uh, this is getting bad. I'm not saying there's going to be a nuclear exchange, but there could be, and you need to get ready. I don't think they're going to go there. I still think that they're going to have to somehow come to some type of an agreement there. Uh, that the Western alliances, NATO and the U.S., will milk this for all they can, as I just said, laundering and grifting to the very last. But to go all the way, even though, as I've said before, the powers that be will destroy everything before they lose power. I think that there are enough of them right now that are having second thoughts about that. That's just my looking at it from the outside in. I don't have that inside information, but that's kind of how I'm looking at it. They've built this big system with the Starlink and all of the control grid and all that. Uh, I just don't think they're ready to allow that to be destroyed. But frankly, in my estimation, and this is just because, I mean, would I ever fight against America? Of course not. But by the same token, we have been so evil in what we've done around the world that the U.S. Anglo-American Alliance, NATO, the Atlantic organizations, they really come to the point where they need to be destroyed. Look what we're doing to kids. Look what we're doing to steal people's homes for back taxes. I mean, it's so corrupt here now. Look at our justice system, what it's doing. It's going after people that really have strong feelings for freedom and the Constitution, which is what they're supposed to protect, not to fight against. The United States has got to go down, and it looks like it's going to go down by its own hand. But regardless, I think it's well on the way to being destroyed. There's no saving this. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I just don't see any other option at this point. So make ready, do the best that you can to shore up your stores and your friends, and if you can get out of areas that could be a problem, that'd be good too. Not saying you can. I'm kind of stuck. I'm not going to leave my kids, onto the situation. So I understand how a lot of people feel. Talked to my oldest son Jeremy last night. We discussed Psalms 82 again. I'd suggest you go read it, and it's basically the focal point of everything. If you look at Psalms 82, it tells you where we are right now, and I think this is very similar to the war in heaven. If it's not the material aspect of the war in heaven, okay, I think we're really there. And we definitely have the evil ones here amongst us with their servants that are incarnated. So we're in the thick of the battle, and it's not going to ease up anytime soon. So again, look at Psalms 82 and consider that. the promise there is still good. The wicked are going to be destroyed. Remember, the wicked destroy the wicked. That's why I'm holding back on saying anything that, that I'm not calling anybody a savior at this point. That's my point. But they can be used to take down the really truly evil. The Syrians, in this case the Russians, can be used to take down the really obvious evil that's in the Western Five Eyes and the Atlantic Alliance, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the Atlantic Alliance, U.S. Anglo-American Alliance, all of that, because we really have gone as dark as we were once inspired. That's all I got. I'm going to go in here and take part in some of this now. I get to hear some bagpipes, one of my favorite things. I can't really see the chat anyway, but I wanted to get those things up for you so that you could review them. Again, I'm pretty much in agreement with both of those links, the people that are talking in those links. So, I mean, well, who are you, Roy? Well, that's true. But again, I'm looking at this from the experience that I've had, the training, and those types of things. So I try to give you, not just my take, but other information so that you can evaluate it for yourself. And that's where we are right now. All right, that's all I'll say. I'm not going to rag on anybody else today. Thank you for all the green things. St. Patrick was a pretty amazing guy, frankly. He was in slavery, and then he got out, and then to save the people, to help them understand the gospel. And the gospel, of course, the way I look at it, whether you look at the person of Jesus Christ or the principles that he espoused, regardless, they're all there. The principles, pretty much, those that Rome hasn't polluted, but the basic principles of liberty are there, as you know. Seek for the truth, and the truth shall do what? Set you free. That's the real gospel. And then James said it as well, the perfect law of liberty, the royal law. So that's all there. And St. Patrick went back to the people that put him in slavery and helped them out. And that's truly Christ-like. That is truly Christ-like. So this is a pretty good day to remember that. And I'm going to take part in it. Okay? All right. Y'all take care. Go look at those things in the description box. I think they'll give you some ideas now. Just in case they do take this down, copy those links right away so you can pass them on and view them without any difficulty. I think that would be a very wise thing to do. Twitter has still got me blocked out of my DMs. I even wrote Tulsi Gabbard today and said, because we've communicated, well, she's never actually answered me, but I've sent her DMs before, and this time, of course, it's not possible if she answers me there, so I've just told her, don't try to respond to me on DMs because Twitter has locked me out of there. I can't do it. I have most of my other basic functions in Twitter, but the DMs and the message requests, it's done. They won't let me back in there. So just so you know, all you people that are sending me messages in the direct messages and the message requests, you're wasting your time. I can't retrieve them. I can't even look at them. Okay, so just don't do it anymore. You're wasting your time. Okay. All right, that's all I got. Y'all have a great day. Pray a lot right now. We need to have inspiration. Remember, Joel says that God will pour out a spirit upon all flesh. The sons and daughters shall prophesy, and the old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. So this is going outside of the normal leadership roles. We've got to have God's Spirit come to us directly. Okay, that's how it's got to work. That's where we are. There's no other recourse. All right. Y'all take care. We'll talk to you. Yeah, I know about the Pope. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about him. He makes me want to throw up. I mean, literally. Okay. Y'all take care out here.